convert 50 kilometers per hour to miles per minute. These are rates. Miles per hour, meters per second, miles per minute. It's called two variable conversions because you're dealing not only with length, but time, distance and time. So you're in a two variable conversion, you're going to need at least two conversion factors. So when you write out the problem, I want you to start with whatever you start with. Start with whatever you start with, 50 kilometers per hour. And I do think it's important that you write these units because that's part of the puzzle that you're going to be solving. And you want to make sure that you've got your units in the right upstairs, downstairs. All right. So let's assume we're going to have at least two conversion factors to get our answer in miles per minute. You need to attack one of these variables first. So what do you want to go after? You want to go after the miles or you want to have to go after the minutes?
The miles.
Let's go after the miles. So we're going from kilometers to miles. Do we know how many kilometers there are in a mile or how many miles there are in a kilometer? I think we do. If we look on our sheet, in 1 mile there is 1.61 kilometers. So just like in the single variable problems, we have to choose which one to go on top. If we want miles on top in our answer, then we need to have miles on top in our conversion factor. So in 1 mile, there is 1.61 kilometers. And we're well on our way to getting this solved because right now we can see that kilometers is going to cancel and it's going to leave us with miles on the top. Yes, Ms. White?
Could you write that one in the first?
You could. You could, absolutely. He wanted to go after the miles first, and I just wanted to put it down here, right? So it doesn't matter what order these are in. No, it doesn't. But that leaves us with having to deal with minutes and hours. Do we know how many minutes there are in an hour? Yeah, you know that off the top of your head. So again, it either has to be written on your paper, or you have to know it, or you ask Siri or something. These equivalents have to come from somewhere, right? So now the question is, Mr. Velasquez, I'm going to keep working with you. What goes on top here, hours or minutes? Hours does go on top because we want the hours to cancel. 60 minutes goes on the bottom because our answer has minutes in the bottom. So now you've set up the problem correctly. You can check yourself by seeing if those units do indeed cancel. Hours cancels with hours. You got hours in the numerator and hours in the denominator, so they cancel. Kilometers in the numerator and kilometers in the denominator, so they cancel. That leaves us with minutes and miles, and that's what we want. So now the question is just multiplication. Whoa, whoa, whoa with the sig figs. 0.5 what? 0.52. Okay. 0.52 I think is the answer that I'd be looking for. And that's about right. 60 miles an hour is, well, you don't know this. 60 miles an hour is a mile a minute, which is about 100 kilometers per hour. So that makes about right. About half of a mile per minute. Okay, so setting these problems is still the same thing. It's kind of a little puzzle you're setting up. You're given these equivalents. You need to choose the right one. Then you need to figure out which one goes on top, which one goes on bottom, and then you actually have to do the math. Right? But if you show your work and you set it up right, hey, I give you half credit. If you don't get the answer, I'm going to take off half because you don't know how to use your calculator. But if you set it up right, I'll give you half credit. So you got to show your work to do that, right?